Hello.
Hi, can you hear me and see me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Oh, hello. Welcome back, Koki.
Yeah.
How are you today? Are you at work or maybe at home?
I'm at work, but I'm working from home, so yeah, I'm at home as well.
Okay, that's good.
Mm.
At least you're working from home. You don't have to wake up early and,
Yeah.
commute. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but I have to wake up, get up early because I need to take my dog to walking.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, so it's a bit earlier. So earlier than before. Yeah, so I didn't have it at the time. I didn't have my job.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. At least you can actually, still do a lot of things when you're at home. I'm not sure. Maybe it's
Hmm.
just me, or do you feel the same when you're working at home? Like you have more time than, working on site?
Yeah, of course. So we can save that time for commuting or
Mm,
so time for Nomikai. Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Okay, that's good. All right. Anyway, you actually expert tips for handling difficult people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
Uh, Okay, good. So this is very interesting topic.
Hmm.
Let's find out.
Hmm.
Okay. Phrases that were actually used for this article. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Okay.
Discomfort.
Discomfort.
The loud noise caused a feeling of discomfort.
The loud noise causes a feeling of discomfort.
Good. Next is philosopher.
Philosopher.
A philosopher spends years studying human nature.
A philosopher spends years studying human nature.
All right, good. Next, intensity.
Intensity.
All right. She was amazed by the intensity of the storm.
She was amazed by the intensity of the storm.
Good. Next, expend.
Expand.
He stopped expending his energy on unnecessary tasks.
He stops expanding his energy on unnecessary tasks.
Good. Next is perspective.
Perspective.
Her perspective on the situation was unique.
Her perspective on the situation was unique.
Okay. So, do you have any words and phrases? I mean, you have questions with the words and phrases that we learned today?
No questions. Thank you.
Sure. And can you actually pick one vocabulary word and make it in a sentence and use it in a sentence? Just
Okay.
one word will do.
Just one. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So I pick discomfort app. Yeah. So and I feel a sense of discomfort when I face the aggressive customer.
Let me just type it in. I feel a
Yes.
sense of discomfort when I face the aggressive customer. You're actually the one working for an international company, right?
International company, yes, but my
Mhm.
customer is just Japanese because, yeah, I'm working for the international company's subsidiary, one of the subsidiaries,
Mm-mm.
which is in Japan. So, yeah, to cater to yeah Japanese traditional companies.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a good sentence. So we will just change the article the to an. Let me just
Okay.
type it in the chat box so that you can actually see this after the lesson. So can you look at it?
And aggressive customer. Read this sentence.
Yep.
Okay, so I feel a sense of discomfort when I face an aggressive customer.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the next page, which is comprehension.
Yes.
All right. So let's check the questions that you will have to answer later. Please look at the questions as I read them twice. First question: what does Ichiro Kishimi say about deep hatred? What does Ichiro Kishimi say about deep hatred? Number two: what should you do if a colleague feels closer than a family member? What should you do if a colleague feels closer than a family member? And last question: what is the best strategy for dealing with negative feelings? What is the best strategy for dealing with negative feelings? Let's find out the answer. I'll play the audio for you.
Managing dislike. Expert tips for handling difficult people. Dealing with someone you dislike can be difficult, especially when you have to interact with them regularly. It can cause frustration and discomfort, leaving you unsure of how to handle these emotions. Philosopher Ichiro Kishimi offers advice on managing such feelings and explains that dislike is a natural, but deep hatred is rare. Often, feelings of dislike arise because of close relationships, which make negative emotions stronger. This doesn't necessarily mean that family relationships are always close or work relationships are distant. Sometimes, a colleague can feel closer than a family member due to the intensity of interaction. In such cases, it's important to manage these emotions by reducing contact as much as possible. In a work setting, it's not always practical to avoid the person entirely. Keeping interactions brief and professional helps maintain a healthy distance. A simple greeting and necessary conversation are enough without engaging in actions like ignoring them. It's also important to express disagreement calmly and professionally to avoid creating unnecessary friction. Finally, letting go of negative feelings can be the best strategy. Recognizing that the other person may not care as much as you think can help you stop expending energy on dislike. This perspective can lead to healthier, more peaceful interactions and help you focus on maintaining a professional relationship.
All right, very interesting. Do you want to listen to it one more time, Koki, or do you want to proceed?
Please. Please let me listen again.
Sure, I'll play it for you.
Managing dislike. Expert tips for handling difficult people. Dealing with someone you dislike can be difficult, especially when you have to interact with them regularly. It can cause frustration and discomfort, leaving you unsure of how to handle these emotions. Philosopher Ichiro Kishimi offers advice on managing such feelings and explains that dislike is a natural, but deep hatred is rare. Often, feelings of dislike arise because of close relationships, which make negative emotions stronger. This doesn't necessarily mean that family relationships are always close or work relationships are distant. Sometimes, a colleague can feel closer than a family member due to the intensity of interaction. In such cases, it's important to manage these emotions by reducing contact as much as possible. In a work setting, it's not always practical to avoid the person entirely. Keeping interactions brief and professional helps maintain a healthy distance. A simple greeting and necessary conversation are enough without engaging in actions like ignoring them. It's also important to express disagreement calmly and professionally to avoid creating unnecessary friction. Finally, letting go of negative feelings can be the best strategy. Recognizing that the other person may not care as much as you think can help you stop expending energy on dislike. This perspective can lead to healthier, more peaceful interactions and help you focus on maintaining a professional relationship.
Okay. Let's go to the questions. All right. First question: what does Ichiro Kishimi say about deep hatred?
So dislike is a natural, but deep hatred is rare.
Yes. Okay. All right. So you got it right. Number two: what should you do if a colleague feels closer than a family friend?
Okay, so in such cases, it's important to uh, we should we should manage these emotions by reducing contact as much as possible.
Okay, very helpful. Very helpful advice. And the last question, what is the best strategy for dealing with negative feelings?
To deal with negative feelings, letting go of negative feelings can be the best strategy.
Yes. All right. So you did 3 out of 3. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, next let's go to page 3. It's your time to sign. Okay,
Mhm.
out the article. And I will type some of the words in the chat box if there are actually words that I need to practice. Okay,
Okay.
are you ready?
Yes, sure. Managing dislike, expert tips for handling difficult people. Dealing with someone you dislike can be difficult, especially when you have to interact with them regularly. It can cause frustration and discomfort, leaving you unsure of how to handle these emotions. Philosopher Philosopher Ichiro Kishimi offers advice on managing such feelings and explains that dislike is a natural, but deep hatred is rare. Often, often feelings of dislike arise because of close relationships, which make negative emotions stronger. This doesn't necessarily mean that family relationships are always close or work relationships are distant. Sometimes a colleague can feel closer than a family member due to the intensity of interaction. In such cases, it's important to manage these emotions by reducing contact as much as possible. In a work setting, it's not always practical to avoid the person entirely. Keeping interactions brief and professional helps maintain a healthy distance. A simple greeting and necessary conversation are enough without engaging in actions like ignoring them. It's also important to express disagreement calmly and professionally to avoid creating unnecessary friction. Finally, letting go of negative feelings can be the best strategy. Recognizing that the other person may not care as much as you think can help you stop expending energy on dislike. This perspective can lead to healthier, more peaceful interactions and help you focus on maintaining a professional relationship.
Okay, good job. All right. So most of the words were actually pronounced um, correctly. Okay.
Mhm.
So good job.
Okay.
Let's go to the last page, which is page
Yes.
4, discussion. I'll read each question, then you can answer freely, or you can also have the chance to open the answer key to have a better idea of how to answer the questions. Are you ready, Koki?
Yes, of course.
Good. Thank you. First question. Do you think it's easy to work with someone you don't like? Why or why not?
I don't think so, and everyone does it as well. I think, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So because if I, yeah, but hopefully, so I don't have to meet them or so the people I don't like in person because I can work remotely, like I said at first. So, mm, compared to before, so 10 years ago or 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's becoming easier to cope with so those people I don't like. Yeah, so but so generally speaking, so it's difficult to interact with people I don't like. So regularly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, because before there's no option to work from home, right? Most of
Yeah.
the time you would face them
Mm.
like in person. And if there are actually people that you don't like working with, it's
Mhm.
very, hard to
Yeah.
manage the
Mm.
emotion. Was there a chance that you actually really have to face a person that is very difficult to handle
Mm.
in at your work? Have you experienced that?
Ah.
Like, did you have an a colleague that you were having a difficult time with
Yes.
communication? Mm-hmm.
Yes, it has. Uh, so when just after this, so I joined this company. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get along with my mentor. Yeah, so like
Mm-hmm.
coach. And so because
Mm-hmm.
his mentality or personality was completely different from me. Yeah,
Mm, I see that.
and it's all. Mm, so and this was my first work that he didn't provide any support to me with me to me so and it was
Okay.
difficult. But
That is
for now,
really
it's okay.
difficult.
It's okay. Yeah, it's getting
Yeah.
better. Yeah, because I transferred my job into other position. So,
Mm,
mm,
that's good to know. It's
yes,
easier for you to move
yeah, yeah.
and do your thing. All
Mm.
right. So I also sent the sample answer. Let's go to question number 2. Do you agree that strong emotions often arise from close relationships?
Mm, yes, I do. Yeah, I agree that because if the relation is very how can I say weak or mm, if I don't have less occasions with specific people, I can't I can feel the strong emotions like love or or positive mm, yeah, anger as well. But sometimes
Mm-hmm.
mm, so generally so if I see some strange behavior of someone, so I feel somewhat confused or annoyed.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but it is the feeling passes at after some short period, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so the person is very close to me. Yeah, I can't avoid the behavior, so I have to combat the behavior for a long
Yeah.
time. So
Mm-hmm.
that emotion accumulates in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So mm, so
You have to
that
do
become
something.
yeah and that grow that grow in my
It
mind. Yeah,
accumulates. Mm-hmm.
accumulated.
Okay. All right. So you really have to do something about the strong emotions, right? Like manage it.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't be able to feel that in a long time because also they say it's not healthy
Mm-hmm.
when you feel the strong feeling like when you don't share it to someone, right? Do you
Yeah.
believe that? Sorry. For example, you're angry at the person and then you don't share it to anyone. You just
Ah.
keep it inside yourself or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Yeah, sometimes so I share, especially so other community, people in
Mm-hmm.
other community, because if I share some complaints about my manager to with my colleague,
Mm-hmm.
so some there is some possibilities of spreading rumor, from me. So like
Yeah.
that, like that. So I said the rumor that I said some complaints about my manager around the country.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that go wrong way, wrong direction. So
Mm-hmm.
I need to avoid those situations. So if I uh, share those negative feelings, I change the community completely different from yeah that happened.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so you share it to the community, which is actually very healthy, right?
Mm.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that, Koki. And for the third question, do you think avoiding people you dislike helps improve the situation?
Mm, yeah, yes, I do. I think this is a yes, but this depends on the level of the dislike.
Of course.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So that emotion is so small or not so crucial.
Mhm.
Yeah. So mm, interacting with at least uh, mm, contributes to business achievement or something like that. So mm, in one company, so considering working in one company, so it
Mhm.
is difficult to avoid the people or the one completely. Yeah. So mm,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really very difficult to avoid someone if you're in the same workplace, right?
Yeah. Yes. Of course.
Okay, so I think you really have to do something to at least talk to that person, maybe
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in a civil way.
Yes, and maybe some of those people so participate in the same meeting or
Yeah. I don't think you can look that person in the eyes.
yeah.
All right. That is actually really challenging. Number
Yes.
four. When you disagree with someone at work, do you prefer to express your opinion openly or what do you usually do?
Yeah, this depends on the relation I have with the person.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly, I tell, I open, I'm open to,
That's good.
yeah, I'm open to share my opinion. Uh, but as this is the case as long as the situation is like the situation or the theme or something is very familiar with me. So
Mm-hmm.
like my work or yeah. So the theme is a little bit far from my work or my behavior or my life, so it's
Mm-hmm.
difficult to distinguish the one opinion from other people as the case or not. Yeah. So.
Exactly.
Mm, yeah. So, but if I can't understand some opinions, I ask question like
Which is good.
casually. Yeah, please tell me
Yeah.
more about it to understand more. Something like that.
Mm, yeah, because in the first place, you're actually like collaborating or helping
Mm-hmm.
each other
Mm-hmm.
to gain more ideas about something, right?
Yes.
Especially if it's really for your work, right? For the improvement of the project.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think since we only have 1 minute,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
the last question that
Yes.
I will throw. Do you believe people change their opinions about others over time? Why or why not?
Mm. Yes, I do, of course, and yeah, so getting along with other people. So as time passes, the situation may get better, or so I can notice
Mm-hmm.
the new aspects of other people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that go well or the worst as well.
Yeah, we only have 5 seconds, but thank you for
Yeah, thank you.
all of your opinions. Thank you,
Yeah.
Koki. Hope